Kimberly is the rushdown queen of Street Fighter 6. If you love characters that is all about rushdown and aggression, she is definitely the character for you. Her movement, her walk speed is among some of the very best in Street Fighter 6. This is a very fast character, but also if you happen to activate her level 3, she will get a movement boost where now she does become the undisputed fastest character in Street Fighter 6. But it's not only just about walking. Kimberly have a lot of other mobility options like a run. She does have a teleport with multiple angles if you want to go for the OD version, so it's an aerial teleport. She also got a jump into a drop. Her jump got good priority, so her movement and mobility options are unmatched. Kimberly also have really strong corner carry on her combos because of the run slide. It carries the opponent very far, but also she has the ability to back throw the opponent into the corner with her target combo, so her corner control is great. And once she does get you there, she does obviously have a throw loop that is very good, and her corner mix-ups is just insane for Street Fighter 6. She have an overhead that she can combo after, she have normals that are plus on block, and obviously she has the bomb setups. And bombs can let Kimberly combo from throws. It let her punish opponents who wake up with reversals or drive reversals on hit, which is actually kind of crazy. Go for set play, and the damage can add up to great heights. But I will say not everything is perfect for Kimberly. Her neutral, although she's very fast, her moves doesn't have as much range as many of the other characters in this game. So mostly she will be outranged by the vast majority of the roster, and also her damage is much lower than the average character. She's definitely on the lower end of damage until she activates her level 3, which gives her a movement and a damage buff, and at that point she is on an even footing with everyone else. But that also kind of plays into another one of her main weaknesses, in which she doesn't have an invincible reversal like a special move. So typically you don't want to spend on a level 1 invul super because you want to keep your level 3, so you're gonna have to hold like a lot of pressure with her. So you definitely need to work on your defense as well if you want to play this character. She have great highs like how much set play and damage the double can setups can do, but at the same time this is a resource that you have to manage, and you can't reload at one can only, so you have to plan a little bit ahead. You can't freely use like invincible reversal supers, but she is a ton of fun. This is honestly probably the most fun I have had making one of these character guides, and she's definitely a character that I'm gonna stick around and main for the remainder of Street Fighter 6's lifespan. So as we always do with these videos, we're gonna start first with the character normal moves. We're gonna start with the light, starting with Kimberly's crouching light punch. This is her 4-framer, and a 4-framer is the fastest a normal move can be in this game. Remember that Kimberly does not have a special move that is an invincible reversal, no wake up reversal special move, so this move is vital for your defensive checks. So say that Ryu is gonna do a block string on us, this string have a gap, so if I wanna interrupt it, crouching light punch is my best bet. Now if you notice here, when we got the counter hit, this move became +6 on hit. Regularly it's only +4, and what is 6 frame? Her standing medium punch. So if I happen to shake defensively here, I do get a combo into her medium punch target combo, which obviously I can then convert into like run slide. So one defensive interruption can give me the corner, and obviously Kimberly is very powerful in the corner, so that is great. But another reason that this defensive check in my opinion is fairly solid is that Kimberly also have a side switch combo. Her standing jab have a target combo attached to it, which is light punch, medium punch, down heavy punch, down heavy kick. This target combo, and it switch sides. So if I got Ryu to shake me Saiyan in the corner and he did the same thing, bam, I actually messed up. Bam, 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 and now I switch side, now I put Ryu in the corner. So whether we're talking mid-screen, whether we're talking if my back is to the corner, her defensive checks can lead to her getting the corner positioning, which in Kimberly's case, obviously, that is premium. And I will say, even offensively, the move is pretty good. Obviously, it is -1 on block, as is most lights, but as is most lights as well, it will frame trap into itself. So you can do multiple of them like that, and it will frame trap. And again, if I got the counter hit, I get a medium punch. So you can get that, which is fairly powerful, right? You're getting fairly good damage, fairly good frame traps, and obviously you can also take through with it as well. And you can throw and immediately do that after. It leaves you very close, so it gives her a pressure game. And obviously Kimberly have like really fast walk speed, so even if you got 2 of them, her fast walk speed make it so that it's very hard to see that little micro walk, and you can immediately grab them. Her jab pressure is really good. Now, what is something that people like to do? Well, it is delay tech, right? Most players will try to delay tech, so that if I went for the jab string, they're not gonna break a grab, and if I went for one jab into the grab, they will get a throw tech, right? Delay tech, very popular option. Now, because the jab is minus and her medium punch is 6 frames, this actually will beat the delay tech. Like, you will get a counter hit there. This is something I talked about in my Ken guide, so that is fairly good. Like, this gives you a natural timing to blow up the delay tech, which is very good for her. And even on drive rush cancels, this move is good because you can convert out of it into a drive rush, and it's gonna be like +8, so can give her like good combo follow-ups. Right, so that's fairly good. Honestly, it doesn't have like the greatest range, but offensively and defensively, I do think this is a great jab. Like, it's really good. Range is not fantastic, but frame data and properties are very good. Now, let's talk about her standing jab, because this one is 5 framer, so it's a little bit slower, it's a little bit harder to use defensively, but it does a lot because this move got a target combo attached to it. Couple of target combos actually. One of the main one is the main Bushinryu target combo, which is light punch, medium punch, heavy kick. And this is a phenomenal target combo, by the way. One of the good things about it is that it is pretty consistent, I would say. You just saw it whiff twice, but it is fairly consistent. And the Oki situation here is tremendous. This is such a fantastic Oki position, and it combos obviously from her crouching. So you can go down jab, standing jab, and get this full knockdown, which honestly for a light combo, this is not a bad damage, but like I said, the Oki is great. Off of this, like, you can double dash and heavy kick, and this heavy kick will be +9 because it connected later. So you are getting a heavy punch afterwards. See, that was like a natural combo. This typically is like a counter hit only combo, but because heavy kick naturally is only +7, but out of this knockdown, the natural timing make it hit extra meaty, so you're getting the +9, so that is good. Another similar situation that you can get with this target combo is you jump and then press down light kick as soon as you land, and it will gonna be +6. Regularly, this down light kick is only +4, but out of this very particular setup, it's gonna be +6, so you are getting like a combo into crouching medium punch into the target combo. So it should look something like this. See, that all comboed, which that is like a very specific setup. Kimberly have a ton of setups. You can vanish into slide, and that slide is gonna be +3, which naturally isn't that great, but if he happen to press a jab on wake up, obviously this is gonna give you like +frame advantage. To get a combo, it's gonna be +5, so you get to combo that into itself. This is also one of the absolute best ways that Kimberly get to set up her can pressure. It gives you like a natural timing to do a lot. There will be like a can section at the end, but what I want to say is that this target combo leads to a tremendous knockdown, right? And as we said prior, there is also the side switch target combo, which is very good. So the forward hitting target combo gives you amazing Oki, the backwards gives you the corner. Both of these are great. There is a third. Well, I guess not a third. You can stop the back throw target combo early, so you can do the light punch, medium punch into down heavy punch. Let me actually turn on my inputs so you can see what I'm doing. And the command completion displays. So you can just do that. Like, I'm stopping early, I'm doing light punch, medium punch into down heavy punch. And this is really tricky because obviously like you can go for the ender and just back throw him, but I'm stopping it short. And what I'm getting by stopping him short is going for a +2, which leaves me in throw range, so I can immediately throw Ryu afterwards. Or this +2 actually let me shimmy him, so say that he's gonna try to break immediately. See, that actually does give me enough timing to shimmy. So that can set up a mix, and obviously I can go for frame traps as well. So like you can use this to go for pretty decent, pretty dirty, and unexpected resets, right? So it is fairly good. Now you can complete the combo, which is light punch, medium punch, down, heavy punch into heavy kick, and this does this knockdown. This is specifically like a combo filler. It doesn't give you amazing knockdown, but it can be used in combos. Like you can use it like that. I personally don't love it, but it is there. So anyways, both of her jabs are amazing. Now she does have a crouching light kick as well, and this is primarily a low kick. So you can get like crouching lab, light kick, crouching jab. Maybe it's in a combo into like heavy kick tatsu, which is good. And you can obviously drive rush into it. Now, if you drive rush crouching light kick, this is really fast, and it kind of have like a phantom hitbox. It seems to hit much further than it looked like it should. And Kimberly in general does have like a naturally fast drive rush. But on this drive rush, you're gonna be +8. And at a +8, you can combo a crouching heavy punch, but this requires you to be very close. So if you got this very close, this actually combos. But most of the times, like you're catching them walking backwards with this. So typically what you're getting is a medium punch target combo. So most of the time, walking backward, pretending you're neutraling, and bam, 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 now I got you cornered, right? So it's a fantastic move for drive rush. And even on block, the move is gonna be +2. So it does give you like a throw mix. If Ryu here is trying to press his jab, I do get to grab him. So this is much better. Most of the other characters with drive rush crouching light kicks is gonna leave them at like a +1. She actually does get a +2. So that actually is really good. Gives her obviously like a throw mix, which is pretty powerful. That move is great. Now what is left is her standing light kick, and Kimberly's standing light kick is her longest range light. A lot of moves kind of like have similar functionality to this in the game, and the idea is simple. This is a move that you will want to use to whiff punish moves like crouching medium kicks. So say that we're gonna make Ryu do that. Right? He's gonna walk forward, go for a crushing medium kick. This is my punish counter. This is a move that you will use to punish like that sort of move. Now it combos naturally into her elbow, which is to the light elbow, which is fairly good. But one of the things about it in that specific application that I was mentioning is that this elbow can hit meaty, can hit very late, and typically the light elbow is only +3, right? But if you got the very late hit, you're gonna do that reel back animation and it's gonna be +5. And this naturally fits the punish counter light kick. So you can get that. See, I'm getting the +5 here. So I can get like the +5 into continue the combo. See, like you get a light kick into the elbows +5, so I'm getting another light kick into the elbow, and obviously like you can drive rush cancel this, and you do get conversions, right? This is one of these light kicks that you can drive rush and convert, so you are getting like follow-ups. And one of the main benefits of it as well, we're gonna get into later, is that it naturally combos from her crouching medium kick. So that is great. A move that's gonna be used a lot for like combo purposes. Obviously there will be like a combo section at the end. Alright, so let's now go over the medium normals for Kimberly. And I will say Kimberly in general doesn't have great range. This is one of her main weaknesses as a character, but her medium buttons, the properties on them are honestly fantastic. Let's start first with standing medium kick. And I'm not exaggerating to say this is the neutral for Kimberly. This is a move. You will use this to fish for the neutral. You will use this to start to initiate pressure. You will use this for so many scenarios. Kimberly does have fantastic walk speed, and this move is fully special cancelable, and it low crushes. So if we got Ryu trying to like walk forward, fish for a crouching medium kick, this is your best bet, right? This move is fantastic. It's gonna crush lows, it's gonna go over it, and it's gonna beat it. And the move doesn't really, like Kimberly doesn't really extend. So if you check like the hitbox here, up until the start of the move, Kimberly is not really extending that much, so it is hard to hit Kimberly out of it on startup. There is this minor extension there, and like extend for like 1 frames, but then it's hitbox. So it doesn't extend that much, making it like such a great poke to use for that purpose. This is much better than like the Bison, the Mice, the Terrys, etc. and the Ryus, right? A ton of character got move like that, but hers got very generous hitbox, hurtbox, and it is special cancelable. And the properties on combos are fantastic. On a regular hit, like you get a combo into the medium elbow, this gives you like really good knockdown. But if you got the scenario we just mentioned where you whiff punished with it, you got a punish counter. It combos into her heavy elbow, which that is such a great tool actually. Because this pretty much gives you the corner, right? I can bam, bam, I got the corner and I got a fantastic OK situation. That is really nice. And I do think the cancel window on this move is pretty generous. Like I found myself able to cancel this fairly late and you are still getting the combo. But if you're going for a very late cancel, the elbow most likely will not connect. The heavy elbow will not connect. You may want to drive rush instead if you want to go for like a really delayed cancel, but it is there. It's still a very solid option, and obviously like buffer to supers and all of that, so it's great. But it's not just that. Even regularly, this gives you fantastic combo routing. Obviously, there will be like a combo section at the end, like I say, but just to give you a taste, it drive rush combos into her heavy kick, which means that you're getting like a +11, so heavy punch into bam bam, bam bam, that's great. You can combo it into crouching heavy punch, into run stop, and get like a target combo here, again dealing some pretty good damage and really good Oki, as the combo options are terrific. But it doesn't stop there, because this is also one of her best ways to initiate pressure. You know how every character in this game, I want to say every character, but everyone with a cancelable crouching medium kick have a drive rush cancels into jab and then they can grab you or not. Kimberly doesn't have a cancelable crouching medium kick, but this is cancelable and this will jail on a drive rush into her crouching medium punch. So I will set Ryu here to OD uppercut, right? And this is a natural string. It's a medium, that's a natural string. And you might be wondering, Mura, why is this so good? It's pretty much the same idea as crouching medium kick drive rush cancels. This move have insane hitbox and you get a jail, so you can immediately grab him after he's trying to mash jab, by the way. I can then like frame trap, right? That's great. And your frame trapping was in medium because you're +3, so I can go for a crouching medium punch into heavy punch. That actually is like a really powerful frame trap. But one of the changes that Capcom made during the previous patch was that when characters do that, there is added momentum. It's funny enough, it doesn't apply to Ryu specifically, but there is added momentum, so it's like it's harder for them to shimmy. Right? Like say that Ryu here is gonna try to walk backward and shimmy me. If he does that, he doesn't walk out of throw range, I'm still able to grab him, right? This is one of the changes earlier this season. But this is a medium, so the rules doesn't apply, and she's +3 and she's really fast. So if Ryu is gonna try to tech, I actually get to shimmy him. So it gives you a powerful frame trap, it's a true block string, it lets you shimmy, it lets you get good frame trap, and obviously say that Ryu is gonna try to just walk backwards. This was kind of like segue into our next move. She does have an option for that as well, right? Because she does have a crouching medium kick that is also useful for pressure. So a tremendous move all around. Now let's segue into the crouching medium kick. As you have just seen, this crouching medium kick is +1 on block. This is the main pressure tool for Kimberly that is plus on block. So, and that is extremely uncommon. Like having a low being plus on block is very rare, and it's great because it allows her to shake walking backwards, and at the same time she actually does get combos out of that, like we did if he is trying to walk backwards. I do get a check. That is tremendous. And this also gives Kimberly like such a good raw drive rush crouching medium kick. And I swear this thing had like a phantom hitbox. It hits from so far away, much more than you would expect. I'm saying that as I'm failing it miserably, but like an earliest as possible crouching medium kick will still, that's like 70% of the screen away, and I'm still getting a drive rush crouching medium kick. And on hit, this is +9, so it combos into her standing heavy punch. This is a jump scare in the neutral with Kimberly. It's the low check that will give you all of that, which is tremendous. Now, obviously, as most of the other lows, starters, when you do get it that way, it will be scaled. And there is a little bit of predictability with it because this is the go-to drive rush for Kimberly. But she also does have like a pretty good drive rush jab, which also put her at like +9. So mix up the drive rush standing light punch and drive rush crouching medium kick. Right? Both of them will lead to like the same results, which is great. And obviously, if you happen to land it on block, it's +5. So it's like even if they happen to block it, it's not like they can backwalk. You still got them. You still absolutely got them. And like you can even get like multiple of them. See, like that is like 3 of them, and he's still stuck there. He's still gonna have to deal with it. Most of the time, if you will block 2 crouching medium kicks, they're gonna try to move backwards or something. So say that we're gonna make him block 2. Let's say that he blocks 2, right? The third is gonna still tag him. Obviously, he will be able to walk backwards at that point, but that's still like fairly solid. And if he blocks the first one and then try to walk backwards, you still do get the check. So that stuff is really good. This is a cornerstone of your neutral and your pressure game with Kimberly. The move is terrific. Now let's go over her punches, starting first with the crouching medium punch. And this move is very important for Kimberly's pressure, as we said, because it's -1 only, and it does have fairly good pushback, so you drive rush into it a lot, and it's gonna give you like the +3, which is very good for pressure, frame trap, shimmies, all of that good stuff. This is the moves that you're most likely gonna drive rush into, and it's very good on hit as well, because on hit it's +7, so it combos into itself, and it combos into her standing medium punch. Obviously, you get like the target combo afterwards, and again, there will be like a combo section at the end. The move also got pretty good disjoint, which make it one of the best moves to use for drive rush checks. So if you check the hitbox here for this move, you will notice that the disjoint on it is fairly solid. So see that? It's fairly solid. And the move naturally is +7. This makes it such a good move to use to check drive rush. Say that Ryu is gonna be drive rushing at us. Right? If I want to check with a crouching medium punch, or if I want to check in general, this is probably like the best move. That and standing medium kick, but the disjoint is better on the crouching medium punch, and the reward is probably better. So it is a really good move to use, and it's gonna be counter hit, and on counter hit it's gonna be +9. So naturally, without anything, you are getting a sweep. Like almost always, if you happen to get this counter hit, you always will be in range to sweep, which is fairly nice because it's confirmable. Like you don't really have to commit that much. And on this counter hit, because you're +9, if you're in range, you can check and then get a heavy punch, and it's gonna be 2 hits. Right? So that is fairly good. Meterless on a drive rush check, this is very good. In my opinion, that is fairly great, right? What you're getting here is a fairly great, and it's like I said, it's a very important move for her combo game. And obviously, because this move is very good on hit and it's 6 frames, if the opponent happen to drive reversal, this is your main drive reversal punish because you're gonna be +11, so you are getting the heavy punch afterwards. Bam, 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 bam. which is one of the main ways that she get to punish drive reversals. It's her best move for that. So in general, it's a move that got a lot of utility, right? Now let's go over the standing medium punch. And this is one of the main ways for Kimberly to exert pressure for a number of reasons. One of the things with Kimberly is that she obviously does have a run, right? But most of her moves, aside from very few specific ones, got like real run pressure. So if I set Ryu here to jab, right, and I go for a standing medium kick into run, I get counter hit jabbed. If I went for a crouching medium punch into run, I get counter hit jabbed. But a standing medium punch on block into run, that will frame trap Ryu. See this? This is one of her main offensive tools because it grants you a real mix-up from the run, where run into the arc step, that is real from this one. And like I showed you previously, if Ryu is trying to go for a delay tech and you're fishing from lights, this gives you like the natural timing. And obviously fantastic on hit, one of her main bread and butter combo tools. But it also is really good on pressure because of that. And because this is real into run, you can get away with run stop. Now you're gonna be -4, which is punishable. So if the opponent have a read on it, that you can get punished, but you can also run OD into stop, and this is only -1. And obviously this will let you go into the plus on block variant, the overhead. It having a legitimate mix-up into run enables all of the run mix-ups, where like you run stop, run plus frame, run overhead. All of that becomes enabled because of this. Now, obviously, if you committed to the second part, none of that works now. It's only like the initial, part that is legit into run. Target combo into run, you're gonna get jabbed. For you to do the target combo and still be able to go for a run mix-up using the OD, but that's really expensive when you can just do that meterless, in my opinion. I don't think there is a reason for that. But if you did the target combo and you want to save yourself because you're really unsafe, you can just target combo into OD run stop, and that is pretty much safe. Like you're gonna be -3, he can't do much. Even if Ryu's trying to mash jab, I still get to block on time, right? So it does have the utility of having a way to be safe. But the thing is, you can't also stagger this target combo. Like you can stagger it to frame trap with it. The cancel have to be done pretty early. So yeah, I mean, it's a phenomenal move still because it's one of the best ways for you to enforce pressure and great in combos. Now what is left is Kimberly slide. And this is a pretty good option. It low profiles a lot of stuff, and if spaced right, it actually can be comboed after. So like if I space it perfectly, I do think you can get like a +4 here, +5. Right, so you can get like a combo afterwards. You do get a +4, +5, which is fairly good. But obviously, if I'm up close, this can be not as good. Now they buffed it in a previous patch where it's always plus on hit now. This used to leave you negative on hit, but obviously on block, if you do it up close, you are very unsafe, right? So this is one of these moves that you're gonna need to learn how to space. And the good thing about it is that on a punish counter, this move knocks down. So say that Ryu with that, it's 11 frame startup, which is fast, but you get this knockdown, which is fairly good, right? It gives you like good okay setup. And obviously there are setups where you can use the slide to be meaty. Like I said, one of the most common one is you go for the target combo ender, vanish into slides, and bam, this will give you like a meaty slide. So there are some stuff there that you can do. And off of a grab, especially in the corner, like you can immediately slide and it's gonna be meaty as well. I don't personally love this, but it is an option, it is there. Again, there will be like a combo section at the end and a bomb setup section where we can talk about some of the bomb setups. But yeah, it's a pretty good neutral option to throw around along with drive rush and all of that other stuff, just to keep them in check. So let's now go over the heavy normals for Kimberly, and let's start first with standing heavy kick. I really love this one. Now at first glance, this seems like a 12 frame startup move and the range on it is anemic, like This is one of the shortest heavies in the game probably, and this move is fantastic on hit because if you happen to get the hit, it's +7. Again, there will be like a combo section at the end, but at a +7 it naturally combos into her medium punch target combo. So if you got like a jump in, this is a fantastic move to use for that. You're gonna be getting like a lot of corner carry, a lot of good damage. It's great for combos, again, combo section at the end. But what makes this move stand out is the fact that this move is +2 on block. See the frame data here is +2 on block. And it actually does pretty good amount of chip damage to their drive gauge. 2 of them will take away a drive bar. That actually is very, very nice. Now, this move is +2 like I said, but it doesn't leave you in throw range. Like I can't grab him immediately afterwards. Now here's the thing is like, yes, you can't immediately grab, but they also can't really walk back that much because she have a crouching medium kick and the crouching medium kick is also plus. So like if mid screen, if I did that, he can't really walk backwards like that. I'm gonna shake him, and obviously like you can be savage with it and drive rush at them, and people really don't expect that point blank drive rush, but it's an option and it lets you frame trap because it's +2. So like you do get solid frame traps as well, which means that people may respect you. And because they may respect you, you may get like multiple of them. You can even like drive rush into multiple of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're out of range, before you're out of range. So if the opponent is always respecting, you can keep harassing them with it. That actually is like a fairly solid strategy. So the move is very, very good for staggered pressure. And once you got the hit confirm follow-ups are really, really nice. So this is a great move for Kimberly. Her crouching heavy kick is her sweep, obviously. And this is pretty much her longest range move. Kimberly in general, you may find it difficult to punish a lot of stuff because she does like range. But this is probably like her longest ranging move. And it's a sweep, so it is good. It says that if he whiffs that, like you can use it to like whiff punish. You get a punish counter. That gives you like a safe jump actually. It's a very standard sweep, pretty much what you'd expect. Now, let's talk about the move that makes everyone salty from Kimberly. That is a heavy punch. Kimberly's heavy punch now got a pretty sick disjoint. Let's actually show you like the hitbox on this one, because the disjoint on it is fairly solid now. See that? That's a pretty big disjoint, and obviously this move is cancelable, gives Kimberly all of her good combo routes, right? But what makes this move very, very annoying for so many players is the fact that just like her medium punch, it is a real frame trap into the run arc step. So you can just do 2 of them like that, and that will punish counter. You pretty much get whatever you want, right? It's just like a natural, let's say, like it's a natural spacing trap, which is good, and it does have good, it does have good range as well, and good pushback. So like even if Ryu's trying to shake me with like a crouching medium kick, this puts me in a perfect range to whiff punish him, right? And if he just doesn't do anything or is trying to shake jab, the arc step is a real frame trap. Which means that then like you can go for the arc step, maybe he will respect, so you can go for run stop, which like the medium punch will be -4, but this will work because people will respect you. And you can also go for the OD into like the overhead as well. This happens really, really fast. Like most of the people don't really expect it. Happens really fast and safe. You can like run stop, and this is gonna be -1 on block, which is totally safe. But if you're gonna go for the OD, I usually go for the OD overhead. That happens really, really fast and catches a lot of people off guard, right? So that's actually really, really good. And just this being 8 string means that it gives you like a pretty good amount. Like check out how much ship damage you actually getting to his drive gauge, and that is almost totally safe. Like at -6, most characters are not gonna be able to punish you here, right? Typically, you're not gonna get punished. That is fantastic, and this makes people so salty because this move does everything. It's like it's an auto-spacing trap, it got good range, it's a good way of punish, and on punish counter, you do get like really good rewards. Like if I'm up close and I got a punish counter, I messed it up, but like you do get these sort of follow-ups, which is like a lot of damage potentially, right? That is a lot of damage. So this move is tremendous. Like it became recently, like after Capcom have buffed it so that run is real, it became such an obnoxious tool because again, this is an entire bar of chip. Now, is this perfect? No, it does have its flaws in that people can go for a drive parry, right? And I think they need to delay it for like 4 frames or so. Nah, that's too much. 2 frames maybe? Why is he getting a crouching parry? It can get perfect parried. I don't know why he's going for a crouching parry, but it just can get perfect parried, right? And if it happened to get perfect parried, you are extremely vulnerable. I don't know why he's getting perfect parry. Yeah. See that? You're pretty much free to drive impact at that point, which, I mean, obviously is a bad news for you. But because they are reading the parry there, like you can run stop, and again, they blocked it, so they lost a little bit of drive, and now they lost even more. That's like almost 2 bars gone. This gives Kimberly like a really good annoying presence, and you can OD run into that, and that will naturally mess up the timing. See? So it's like they can't one timing deal with everything, which makes this move very, very good. And again, obviously there will be like a combo section at the end, but you get the idea. This move is very good for her neutral. It is whiff punishable, so I don't recommend just going around swinging with it like that. You're much better off checking with standing medium kick in my opinion. But if you're up close and say that you wanna annoy the opponent with pressure, this is one of the best tools in the game. You know how like Ryu and Shoto players are gonna do that? Like, yeah, it is that sort of deal. Like for that sort of purposes, voila, great. Now let's talk about her crouching heavy punch, and this is Kimberly's main anti-air, right? And this one is fairly good as well because it is special cancelable, and you can cancel into run, and depending on when you stop, you can go left, right. So this does give you like a good left-right mix-up on an anti-air, which is fairly solid. This is one of the things that not many characters do get. I mean, you can go for the aerial tatsu like that as well, but there is so much that you can do. It pretty much give you like a fantastic situation. Can run into... I don't think you can get like... Yeah. There is a possibility if they're delay taking that you can get the vanish. But if they insta-tech like that, you get thrown out of it, so I don't love it. But anyway, the situation is really, really good. Now, because you are playing Kimberly, a lot of people are gonna neutral jump against you because they expect you to do that. So they want you, so they wanna bait your run shenanigans. A lot of people are gonna try to neutral jump to bait you. So if you drive rush crouching heavy punch, this puts them in a juggle state like that, which give you like the option to combo an insta air grab, which obviously then can lead to follow-ups, right? So that is something to be, that's something to expect if you're playing a lot of Kimberly, that you're gonna do that. Just anti-air them out of the drive rush and then bam, air grab. And obviously go for the meterless air grab if you want, right? Now, one of the main issues with this move as an anti-air, I feel like I have to mention it, is that it is very susceptible to empty jump. Like I said, if they jumped with an attack, it's a pretty solid anti-air, right? It's very, very solid as an anti-air. But the range on it isn't great, so it is susceptible to empty jump. So that's gonna happen. And you are whiffing heavy, like it does have a lot of recovery. So that is something that you've got to be very careful of when you're playing Kimberly. Yes, the anti-air is great, but it's very short and have a lot of recovery. So you are very susceptible to being empty jump. People who know the matchup will try to bait you with an empty jump. Obviously, like you do have options like heavy kick Tatsu or OD Tatsu, or maybe just like meeting them with an air grab. So she does have like options to cover that, but most of the time you're gonna autopilot with it and you're gonna get punished, right? That is something that you have to be aware of. Now let's talk about her forward heavy kick, that step move. This move have good utility in some regards and it's a gimmick in others. I'll say specifically on the lower ranks. The thing about this move is that he does this initial part and then you get to jump like backwards, neutral or forward, and you get the regular jumping attacks. You can like neutral jump into heavy kick, jump into cross up, back jump just to be safe. And it deals a decent amount of chip damage to them, that's like half a bar. But the issue with it is that most of the time, if the opponent just jabs you and you try to go for the neutral or the cross up, like you're gonna get juggled, and some characters can get insane stuff. Like Luke can crouching heavy punch you into the perfect. So offensively, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, to be honest. I don't love using it like that because especially once you get to like the higher ranks, it's not gonna work. Now, there is a good use to it. One thing is, if they try to jab you like that, like the back jump, that is safe, right? But the move is 27 frame startup, so you are susceptible again to, and I said people neutral jump a lot against you, so you are susceptible to getting neutral jump, you are susceptible to drive impacts, all of that. But the back jump is somewhat safe. Some characters like Ryu, if he got the Shinku Hadouken, he can punish you. There are situations where you can get punished. For the most part, you are safe. Now, one thing I like about this move is that out of a drive rush, you can just do that, and it's gonna be actually +1. Typically, the move is -3, but drive rush forward heavy kick actually have a lot of momentum. This is almost like a full screen move, and it's gonna leave you at +1. And I don't think most people realize this. So you can get like a frame trap on them, so that is nice, right? And in resets, in mix-ups, this move is just very, very solid. Like whenever you go for the OD Izuna drop, you can heavy punch there and that gives you like a safe jump. If you happen to get them to be wall splat, you can get the heavy jump there, and that will give you like a safe jump as well. You can go for a heavy kick, and that like air resets them. And one thing that's very fun that you can do there is one thing that it works surprisingly well and gonna catch a lot of people off guard is you going that air reset, bam, drive impact. That is fairly good. And obviously, like you can go for resets as well, just like I showed. And obviously, like you can go for the media punch as well, which is gonna juggle in like put them in a juggle state. So there is so much that you can do here. Like this move does enable a lot. Again, there will be like a reset and combo section at the end, but this one is very good for these sort of mix-up situations. Let's now talk about the final heavy she got, which is the back heavy kick. This is her overhead. And this move is an overhead attack, and it's very unconventional for Street Fighter 6. Now, it is 22 frame startup, which is on the slower end. A lot of the overheads are 20, 21 maybe. 22 is slower, but it have one heck of a trade-off in that it is naturally +4 on hit. It forces a crouch, which is very unconventional as well. Like there's a lot of moves that forces a stand, but forcing them to duck, that's kind of new. But it combos into a crouching jab, heavy kick Tatsu regularly without any shenanigans, which is very, very uncommon. Like that, I don't know if there's any other overhead that actually you get combos out of it that's non-cancelable and you get to combo out of it regularly. Can't think of any other move like that in this game. And it is completely safe on block as well at only -3. So that is great. Now, obviously there is a trade-off. Like if I combo the jab here, the jab is immediately scaled. See, the combo scaling went immediately into like 75%. Like Ryu, for example, if he goes into overhead, the next move is still at 100. Kimberly's scales harder at like 75 for the immediate hit. So you are getting non-drive rush regular meterless combos, but it's scaled, right? So I guess that's fair. Now, obviously, if you drive rush into it, it's gonna be +8. So you are getting like the target combos to connect. Now, you don't get a crouching heavy bunch, unfortunately. Like, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I wish it did. That would have been like a really big damage buff for Kimberly, but it doesn't. You most likely will settle for the target combo. But there are also like other ways just to make this target combo, this back medium, back heavy kick meaty. One of the most common knockdowns for Kimberly is run slide into Tatsu. And this puts you at a +21 frame advantage. This is 22. So this will be an immediate meaty. Right, and you're gonna be +6, so you are getting like the target combo afterwards. Bam, 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 into cans, and bam, that's a KO, right? So in that regard, it's fairly good, right? It being a natural combo is just insane. And on block, it's only +1, which isn't ideal again. Like some characters, like Ryu here gets a +3, although he's not in slow range. But +1 and in slow range is also fairly good because Kimberly is actually in slow range, so that is fairly good. And it's an overhead, right? She already have a +1 block low, so having an overhead that combos naturally, that is a very, very nice thing. Alright, so let's now go over the aerial moves for Kimberly. She does have a lot of the stuff that is very standard in this game. She does have a jumping heavy kick that got a good downwards angle on it, have a jumping heavy punch that also hits down. One of the things that I just showed you is that in many situations where the opponent is wall splat, as a heavy kick will reset, while the heavy punch will actually spike them downwards. So that is fairly good, and the heavy punch does have uses in other combos as well. Jumping medium kick is her cross up. Light kick and medium kick, both of them. Oh my god, don't grab anymore. The jumping medium kick is a fairly good cross up, gives her a good enough frame advantage and leave her close enough to get like 2 mediums into a standing medium punch. So that is fairly nice. But what's really special about Kimberly is downward medium punch, which is just like downwards elbow. This move is fairly interesting because this is one of the main ways that you get to approach and bait opponents with Kimberly. She will drop straight down. Now, it does have some recovery, so you are susceptible to being punished if the opponent reads it well, but this is great for like baiting anti-airs. If say that Ryu is gonna try to anti-air with an uppercut and you wanna get a jump in, that is fantastic at doing that, right? But one of the things about it which is unconventional is that this isn't an overhead. So while typically most of the jumping attacks are overhead, see Ryu here is standing up to block it, this one actually isn't. And it's not even blossom block. So it's like if they block this one, you are -2. Now you are safe. I don't think you can get punished with this attack, but you're never blossom block. Right? And even on hit, if you happen to get the standard standing up hit, it's gonna be only like +5. So most of the time you're just getting a target combo. Like most of the time I do that, to be honest, because I still need a little bit to hit confirm or just that. But if you happen to get them crouching, you actually are +7, so you're getting mediums. So on a crouching hit, it's actually fairly great. And that can work surprisingly well because a lot of characters do have like crouching heavy punch anti-airs. So if the idea is you wanna delay your descent to bait them, this works fairly well, much more than you would expect, right? It's one of the main ways that you're gonna try to approach the opponent with Kimberly. Again, her normals isn't great. So drive rush, jumps, jump into elbow, that's all one of the main ways, that's one of the key ways for Kimberly to blaze a neutral. Alright, so let's now go over the special moves for Kimberly. Let's start first with the Tatsus because I feel like they are the most straightforward specials for her. Tatsus are mostly gonna be used for combos. One of the best things about her is even from the furthest hitting light, you're gonna get like a heavy kick Tatsu, and that is always gonna combo. Now it doesn't give you like fantastic Oki, but it's a consistent combo. The light and the medium, you're typically gonna be using them for juggles, like say out of that. They can add up to pretty good damage and still give you like pretty solid Oki situation, since you're mostly gonna be using them in the corner. So that's nice, right? They're mostly combo tools. Now the Tatsus do have anti-air properties. So if Ken is jumping at me, I can anti-air him with that, and it is an invul anti-air. The issue is that the invincibility doesn't kick in frame 1. It kicks in when the move is active. So if I do like a late Tatsu, I get counter hit. Right? It's kind of like a Rashid spinning mixer where you have to anti-air with it early. And if you can notice by the light and the medium, they don't go that far. So most of the time, if you're gonna be able to get them, they're 7-6 frame startup moves. You might as well just go for the 8 frame crouching heavy punch, which gives you more reward and it's about the same range anyways. So I typically don't use him for anti-airs. What you can use for anti-air more often is the heavy version. Now, I said prior that her crouching heavy punch is susceptible to being empty jump, right? That's gonna happen. But the heavy Tatsu, because it goes forward more than the others, it can cover this angle, which is fairly solid, right? That's pretty good. But obviously, it does have some startup, so you got to keep the time. And the OD Tatsu, that is a great anti-air. This one does kick in immediately. So if they're jumping at you and you want a solid anti-air, even very late, OD Tatsu is fantastic. And you can get a cancel into level 2 super as well, which can make it like pretty rewarding, right? So that's a solid anti-air. She also does have aerial Tatsu. You can go for aerial Tatsus with Kimberly, which, like I said, is obviously like useful in combos. There will be combos where you do that, which can then lead to stuff, which is not bad. But mostly outside of combos, the only ways that you're gonna go for aerial Tatsu is going for like instant air Tatsu, that, which can work as a throw bait. So you can go for instant air Tatsu, and as you saw, like it can work as a throw bait. The main issue for me with the air Tatsu is that it is somewhat challenging execution-wise. Like if you want to do it, it can be challenging, but also anytime you're able to do it, you're also able to just walk backwards. Right? I mean, I'm getting solid damage, but the main issue with this is that if the opponent just happened to be crouching, like if he doesn't do that, the move completely whiffs. So you're gonna be point blank in their face, completely whiffing. And I feel like if I can do that, like if I can go for this, I can go for the regular shimmy. So I personally don't use it that much. Like I know that there are Kimberly players who will swear by it and absolutely love it. I personally don't. I'm just gonna be honest, I never almost use this move. I use it for one very, very specific application. There is one mix-up where I use it, and that is going for a jump and then going for it very, very late. Say that I'm gonna show you like a safe jump, right? Let Ken wake up with an ODDP, right? So you do that, into that, and that's a safe jump. Right, this is a safe jump. I'm gonna record it, I'm gonna show you what I mean, right? This is actually save state here, right? So this is a safe jump. I can then jump afterwards and bam, that's good. But what do people do on wake up? Sometimes they will delay. So this is a safe jump. I know that Ken will most likely respect me. And because this is a safe jump, there is obviously always a possibility of me just jumping in and then grabbing him. Because what do people do on wake up against safe jumps? Most of the time, they're gonna try to go for a drive parry, right? So he's gonna go for the drive parry. So I repeat it and then grab them, right? So he might try to tech. So we can do like a throw on wake up, right? And because he may try to tech, I'm gonna jump and do the Tatsu as late as possible. See, and you get that, and then you get the +9. And now getting the combos, now I'm getting the good damage, and I feel like this is a much more real mix-up because this is gonna be safe from parry because I'm delaying it, and there is obviously the option of just going for the safe jump, going for the empty jump into grab, and then going for the anti-throw wake up as well. So I feel like that is fairly powerful, and that is the only time where I use like the insta air or the very low to the ground tatsu. I feel like we took a long time to explain it, but yeah, I really love it for this application, right? And just like we said multiple times, anytime you go for the OD Tatsu, this one can be comboed into her level 2, which is great. Whether we're talking like the aerial one or the grounded one, it kind of works exactly the same, and this is like a very consistent combo, right? Now let's talk about her air grab, and her air grab is very standard. It's pretty much like a combo move. You can anti-air with this as well. Let's actually not make him wake up with the grab. This can work as an anti-air. It's very fast. It's 5 frame startup, and if you happen to get the OD, bam, like you do get combo follow-ups as well, which is nice. But most of the time, if you're going for the air grab and it's not an air-to-air, it's gonna be gone from like combos. There will be a combo section at the end, so I feel like this is something that we better just save for the combo section because there's not that much more to it than that. There is also the teleports, and the teleports is an approach option. It's very risky because you're vulnerable. See how I'm holding down back, and see how much it is before Kimberly is able to do that. So if the opponent reads that, and you always appear at the same place, like if I'm point blank and I teleport, if I'm from very far distant and I'm teleport, you're always appearing directly in front of him. So players who are really good in the Kimberly matchup, they're gonna be able to attack you with that, and it's not even that great as an anti-drive rush bait. So it's like, it's not even like, say that you wanna drive rush heavy punch or fake it with a teleport, it's too slow, where most of the time their check will recover and still be able to punch you. So it is a move that you can use every now and then just to check if they're sleeping as a wheels, but it's far too risky. And obviously it does have, like, there are some OP situations, like I said, like just out of this, where you can teleport and that just sets up a meaty scenario with a slide and everything. But now if you have like an amazing read on a fireball, see, like that sometimes even happens. But in some situations, like you can sometimes get a punish if you read it right. And man, that's so hard to happen. Because if you're early, but I feel like that's because Ken is throwing a light fireball. But yes, that happens sometimes, but that's honestly lucky. Like if I'm getting that, then I'm getting a jump, so that's like the same level of commitment. And if the idea is, if you want to beat fireballs, you can slide anyways. Slide can beat fireballs, and depending on the range and how you got the hit, you may be able to convert. So yeah, right. So I don't know. I honestly don't love the teleports. They are an approach option. You have to do it every now and then, but they're too risky. The OD approach option is pretty much the same, but you're just coming from the air. The main difference, but I feel like it's also easy for the opponent to spot because this teleport is bluish, while this one is greenish, yellowish greenish. So they are gonna be able to do it, but this one is harder for them to deal with because you gotta go for an anti-air, and again, catching a deer in a headlight, it's something that may work, and you are supposed to mix up your approach options with Kimberly, whether you're talking drive rush, just playing neutral, jumping elbow, and just simply going for the teleport, and just doing stuff like drive rush into teleport air. This works a lot more than grounded because of the what happened. You know, you catch them off guard. You're probably not getting the hit, but you're most likely gonna get them to block a jump in, which can be good, right? Um, Now, what is left is Horizonto, that is her elbow, and these follow very similar rules where lights will combo, the light elbow will combo from lights, it leaves you at a +3, and it leaves you in throw range, so like you can grab them immediately afterwards. If they try to shimmy, or if you try to grab, if they try to take after getting hit, this lets you actually walk back out of range. So that is fairly good, and at the +3 you are able to frame trap anyways. Right, so the options here are fairly solid, right? The medium elbow, that one knocks down, and this does give Kimberly pretty good knockdown. You're mostly gonna be doing it from mediums, so like standing medium kick. Or the target combo, right? If you don't want to go for the launcher. One of the good things about it is that it does give you dash up into a decent wake up situation. So say that he's gonna try to go wake up with a jab. Like you're gonna get a trade on that heavy kick and it's gonna be +14 and you are in range to combo a heavy punch, which is nice. Right? That actually is fairly good. So it is a pretty good knockdown and a combo for mediums. And obviously there is the heavy, that you are the one that you saw, where mostly you're gonna be comboing into the air grabs, meterless or OD, and this is one of the main ways that Kimberly gets a lot of corner carry and a lot of damage. The heavy elbow does a ton of corner carry. Like this basic combo does a ton of corner carry as well. So that is really, really good. Now let's talk about her run and her run options. We talked a little bit previously about that, but when you run with Kimberly, there are multiple things you can do. If you press light punch, she's gonna stop, but you have to run a set distance, right? So you can't cancel it immediately, and this means that depending on the block stun of the normal you canceled out of, the advantage is gonna be different, right? Like if I'm canceling a heavy punch row into run stop, that's -4, but if I'm canceling a drive rush heavy punch into run stop, that's gonna be 0, right? A crouching heavy punch into run stop, that's -2, but a drive rush crouching heavy punch into it, that's gonna be +2. So it kind of carries the momentum from the drive rush because it doesn't count as a special hit, so you are carrying the advantage from the previous move, right? If that makes sense. But anyways, you have to run set distance. There is run into pretty much like any punch button will make her stop. I always just default for the light. I don't know why, but I find this to be the easiest to do, right? But out of the run, you can go for the light kick. And this one is used a lot for combos and many of the bomb setups. And there will be like a bomb setup after this section. And this is Blossom Block. So if they're respecting the run stop, they're respecting the run arc step option, this is fairly good. There is the run slide, which is a low. Now, this one you obviously use a ton for combos, but even as a bam, like a really fast full screen low check, that's actually really good. This is a jump scare. It's not super fast, but it's a jump scare which can be really good. But obviously this is absurdly bad on block because you're gonna be -12. There is also the run into overhead, which is done by the heavy kick, and this overhead is safe and the overhead knocks down pretty much. It's not super rewarding, but it's something that to keep them to check if they're sleeping at the wheel, right? Like you can do that and just catch them off guard, right? It gives you like a little bit of damage. But the thing with the run step is that if you don't do anything, if you just keep running, Kimberly will bounce off of the opponent and then bounce backward. And at that point, you can press kick and she will do this dive kick, or you press grab and she's gonna come down with this grab. And this is a mix-up, but it is dangerous. Like if Kensei tried to block and then did a vertical jump, this is gonna hit him, so that's good. But like if you go for the grab, he's gonna come down and attack you. So this is like a layer of mix that you can check them. You can check if they're honest, go for the kick follow up, or you can just go for the grab. But this is something that you don't see many top level Kimberly players do. Like they very rarely do it. Most of the time, if you got the arc step, you're just gonna bounce backward because that is a safe option, right? So if I'm checking for a run mix-up and I just wanna do it, I will do that. Most of the time. I typically don't go for this kick unless it's in burnout because that is the only time that you're gonna make it safe, right? At that point, it's -4. You are punishable, but like you're not gonna get super hard. And honestly, even then, I don't really do it that much. So it's an option, can work at especially like the lower level. And if you happen to get the OD run, the OD grab, this is a launcher. Like you actually do get launcher out of that. So for the OD run, this is much more rewarding, but at the same time, it's more telegraphed. And just doing that is a waste in my opinion. Most of the time, if I'm going for the OD run, I'm going for the OD run overhead or the OD run stop because it have better frame data. Like crouching heavy punch into OD run stop, that's actually plus. So it's an option. I don't typically recommend it that much. What you're mostly gonna be doing is that. Right? Because that does this wall splat, and this wall splat, you can do much out of it. Like you can go for the run launcher, and that gives you a ton of frame advantage. This is one of the best ways to set up the bomb mix-ups. Obviously, you can go for the forward heavy kick and then jump, and this does reset them. This gives you a chafe jump. We just showed that. You can go for the heavy kick and this air resets them. And at this 28, you just delay by a couple of frames and you got to drive impact. You'll be surprised how much this catches people off guard. It catches people off guard all the time. And I mean, they're gonna be used for combos like that as well, which is really nice. Again, combo section at the end. But yeah, mostly gonna be setup and combo tools. Oh boy, I swear I recorded this can section like 4 times. It's so degenerate, it's cursed, and I have to keep doing it. Alright, so let's talk about the cans, and I don't want to talk about it with a special section because this is kind of complex. It requires its own section in my opinion because there's a lot that you can do here. Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way first. You start the match with 2 cans, you press down, light, medium and heavy, and Kimberly throws a can. And the button will determine the distance, so this close one was with the light and the far one was with the heavy version. And once you're out of cans, then you can reload. A regular move will give you 1 can back, and you can't reload at 1 can. You have to be completely out of them to be able to reload, and OD reload give you the 2 of them backwards. Now, there is another way to use cans, which is with the level 1 super. If you pretty much held the kick button, she's gonna do like that extra hit at the end, and the super one does more damage, right? So that's pretty much it. But again, you're gonna be logged to 1 can only. Now, here is the thing with the can. Typically, you're gonna use them in one of 2 ways. You can use them as an approach option because it's a timed explosion, so you pretty much throws it and try to get some distance on the opponent. That can work, but mostly what people use it for is they're gonna knock you down and then they're gonna throw the can to use it for mix-ups for offense. Now, all of the cans have the same startup or the same total frames. It's all gonna be 44 total frames regardless of the light, medium, heavy, but there is actually difference in the timing of the explosion once you actually throw it. The light will detonate the earliest while the heavy will detonate the latest. Now, I said that all of them have 44 total frames, and this means that ideally you wanna score a knockdown that give you more than 44 frame advantage so that you're able to attack Guile on wake up after throwing the can. You still have enough plus frames to go for the meaty. And these knockdowns are typically the run slide. This one is gonna give you like plus 47. So if I throw the can, I'm gonna be plus 3. So I can still go for a meaty. Another one is a target combo, light, medium, heavy punch, heavy kick. This is gonna give you 49, I believe. So you can still throw the can and have advantage. Or if you went for a juggle into the run into light kick ender. This also typically give you like 53, 54 type of advantage. So typically you're gonna be around like plus 10 or whatever when you throw the can here. These are pretty much the best enders to give you a can mix up, right? Because you still have plus frames to meaty. So say that Guile is gonna wake up with a jab. If I went for the can here, I can still meaty him. My jab is a counter hit, and he get hit with a combo. And because I'm plus 3 at this point, I can grab him as well. I can throw him here, my throw is gonna counter hit, he's gonna get launched, right? Now, what are we looking for? Pretty much the idea is you wanna apply a mix-up. It's a strike throw mix-up. So maybe I'm gonna grab him, maybe I'm gonna go for a meaty, maybe I'm gonna go for shimmy. And my attack will be timed with the bomb so that I'm gonna hit him, he's gonna be in enough hit stun, the bomb will combo. Or I'm gonna grab him and that throw will be timed with the explosion so that it will give me a juggle. So pretty much the idea is this ender, I throw heavy can, grab him, he's gonna explode into it, you OD air grab or regular air grab depending on whatever you wanna go for, how much damage you wanna go for and how much meter you're gonna dump. You get a combo. Or I will say go for a meaty crouching jab. Because you're only plus 3, you're typically going for crouching jab or crouching medium punch. This small combo and then he get to explode. Say that he's gonna go for a grab on wake up, right? Let's say 4 frames of delay. Punish countered, pretty much the same thing, right? So that is the idea, right? Now, what makes this mix-up particularly powerful is that even if the opponent happen to block, because the can will explode at a fixed time, it pretty much give Kimberly extra turns. So like, I can throw the can, say here, throw the cans, jab, 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 elbow. And typically the elbow is -4, right? Typically this elbow is -4. Typically I'm unsafe, but because the explosion happened, it pretty much made me a blossom block. It's gonna explode, I'm plus 17, so I get to attack him once more, I get to go for like a heavy kick, I get to go for one of my plus frame moves, right? Or maybe because he knows the explosion may happen, this will let me get like a free grab, right? So maybe like 2 jabs and then I'm gonna grab him. I didn't get the combo, but I got a free grab on him, right? That is pretty much the idea. So you get either an extra turn if you committed to the entire string, or you pretty much get a free grab, or maybe you can go for other resets like throw the can, bam, and then go low. And this is a low that he had to block. Maybe I'm gonna throw the cans and then go for like a jab, but then go for like an overhead. You can mix up the opponent a lot, right? Now, do you want to use 1 can or do you want to use 2 cans? But before I get into that, let's actually talk about another aspect that make it really good. It is that most of the time, and this doesn't apply to every character, but even if the opponent happen to wake up with a reversal or a drive reversal, because the can is still there, they're gonna get punished as well. So I'm gonna go for the same knockdown. I'm gonna try to grab him, somersault, bam, can explode, and I get to get in again. So let me show it to you one more time. Let's actually stop him from doing that. The can will explode. It's a punish counter. I walk slowly. I have plus 52 frame advantage. Obviously, I can double dash and I'm still in his face. The same with like wake up drive reversal as well, where even if he try to wake up with a drive reversal, the can is still there. He's still getting punish counter. That makes it so powerful. Now, with the regular can, as you just saw, I just get to get in again. But if you throw the OD cans, he actually get punished. And the OD cans are tremendously powerful. Personally, me, Mura, I love going for the OD cans because the reward is tremendous. The mix-ups are much more powerful. And I instantly get to reload and get the 2 of them back. Let me show you like what happens in this same somersault situation. If he woke up with an OD somersault, and I go for the grab, he's gonna get punish countered. pretty much you get like a launcher combo on him, and this does mad damage, dude. See how much damage he did? Because he correctly guessed that I went for the grab. That is 6k. That is 6k damage on this setup because he did a wake up reversal that he got punished with on hit. On hit. That's comedy. And obviously the same situation will happen if he decided to wake up with like a drive reversal as well. It's pretty much the same story, right? Because drive reversal, get punished, bam bam. Now he's gonna suffer. Now, you know what's hilarious about this specific situation? It is that if I actually got to grab him, it's pretty much the same deal. Like he's gonna get comboed as well. It's pretty much the same combo. Obviously, it's gonna scale a little bit because you are starting with a grab, but you get the idea. If you got level 3, that is also very, very powerful. But what happens if he blocks? What happens if he blocks? Well, the double can give you more turns. So if he's blocking everything, say block after first hit. I didn't go for a meaty. Maybe then I can go for like an overhead and that will be timed with the explosion. Maybe I can go low. Maybe I can grab him once there and this give me that. So you're still getting like a throw mix. But like I said, maybe you can go overhead, maybe you can go low. There is a ton of setup. And obviously, it depends on which knockdown you got. Like I showed you previously, this one typically give you like plus 47, so you're only plus 3. So the reward may not be insane because you're starting with like a jab. If you happen to get the hit, if you happen to get the meaty. But the run kick ender, this give you absurd things. So let me show you something really cool. So we're gonna get that, bam, bam, bam. Let me actually save state. So we got this, right? This ender put me at plus 54, and that's a lot. This gives me enough frame advantage to throw the can and go for a crouching heavy punch meaty, which means that say that we're gonna make him wake up with a jab, right? I can do that. And that is one of the most damaging enders for Kimberly. Because we got the crouching jab as a counter hit, it comboed into the light kick launcher. That is 6.5k by the way. 6.5k. Because I got the crouching jab into the light ender, it's counter hit, it comboed, it already launched them, and then the bombs gave me like another launch. Obviously, you can optimize the combos, there will be like a combo section at the end, but that is terrific. But this mix-up is even more devilish if they happen to block. If they happen to block, that's actually insane. Because you can do so much here with the double cans, right? Say that we did the same thing again. He's waking up with a jab. So you can go for like a fuzzy overhead. Let's actually make him block like only 3 attacks because this mix I'm gonna show you is super dirty. So he blocks that fuzzy overhead, and that's like maybe I'm doing it right. Maybe block 2. Fuzzy overhead, bam. And you know what is super dirty about this mix is that if you happen to block it, you're actually still gonna be plus. This instant overhead, I'm still plus on landing. But you don't have to do that. Like you can go for other routes as well. Like maybe maybe you go for the overhead, regular overhead here. Maybe go for that into run stop and then mix, or go for a shimmy. Maybe go for the run overhead and bam into low. And regardless of what happens, you still got the plus frames, right? That is what makes it so powerful. That is what makes this mix up so powerful. And obviously you can just like run stop into grab. And that still gives you this like throw situation as well. And like I showed you, if he happened to wake up OD reversal, he gets hit. There is a ton of Kimberly mix-ups. I highly recommend you check out the Kimberly Discord, the resource section, because you're gonna find so many can setups. But I hope I was able to explain to you like the theory on what you can do, right? The idea behind it. Personally, like I said, I love using the double cans because I get mad damage. It's extremely powerful situation and instant reload to get back to that power level. If you used one can, like you do get decent damage, but never like the super ultra explosive situation. And like the reward if they happen to reversal isn't super right. Like that situation where he does OD reversal and get punished, that is just pure cinema to me. I love it. Alright, so let's now go over the super moves for Kimberly. And if I'm being honest, I don't love her Super 1 and Super 2 that much because the idea with Kimberly, like I said, is you want to use a level 3 to get the damage buff. Like her regular grab only does like... it does slightly less damage, about 20% less damage than the average character. Like Guile got 1200, she gets a little bit less than 1100, so you typically want to get the level 3 because that gives you like the damage and the speed buffs, which make Kimberly like a much stronger character. So obviously all of them can be used in combos. Level 1 is relatively easy to combo into, I will say. Pretty much will combo from lights, you can just combo into it. Most of like the juggle situations that you were gonna get with her, like that one for example, you can go for the step kick and then get a combo into it. It is a reversal, so say that Guile is going for a block string. Obviously, like it is an invincible reversal, you can use it. Now, this super by itself does 1800, but if you decided to spend a can, you pretty much hold a kick button, it will do 2200, which at that point is doing good damage. But here's the thing, right? Like you wanna keep the level 3, you wanna get the level 3 as fast as possible, so I don't like spending on level 1. It is pretty much one of the best reversal options that she got. Because level 2 is not even like a good reversal, but it's the same idea. Like you don't regularly want to spend that much on level 1, level 2 because you want to get the level 3. You know what I'm saying? But it works, it's a reversal, it can be used in combos. Level 2 is weird. It's pretty much like a maximum spider type move, but it goes at like a fixed angle. So it says that Guile is full screen here and he's throwing shooties at you. You think that maybe you're gonna punish him with that, but it doesn't really work as well as you'd expect, right? See, the invincibility is not that good. Like it can work, and this wasn't even a punish because the move is too slow as well. Like this is 13 frame startup. It is an invincible reversal, but like say that I got cornered and Guile is gonna try to grab you and wake up like that. If I wake up level 2, that can happen. So I don't love using it as a reversal. Most of the time you're gonna use it for combos pretty much, and mostly from like the OD Tatsu. This is pretty much like the best way to combo into it, or say that you got like this like a juggle into a medium punch in the air, right? Again, combo section at the end, but it's not that great. Like honestly, it's not that great for super. I don't like it. Most of the time with Kimberly, you want to combo into level 3 as much as possible, and anytime you get to combo a light elbow, this can be cancelled into level 3. Medium and heavy can be cancelled as well. Medium can be cancelled on the first hit. So like say you're doing that. That is a route that will work. And heavy, the good thing about the heavy is that you can complete the heavy and just juggle into it. So that and just immediately do it, or obviously can just go for another light afterwards, right? but it's gonna depend on how you got to it. But that option is there. That's good. Could be good if, say, like they're just about gonna go over 1.5 bars and want an immediate burnout. It can be good in that regard. Now, once you activate level 3, whether it got on hit or on block, Kimberly does get a movement and damage buff, and this buff is substantial. Like, her walk speed ends up being really good, and as you can see now, her throws are doing like really good damage, doing 1200, more in line with the rest of the cast. If we're talking about like a regular bread and butter combos, Kimberly, like 2 mediums into run stop, this does 2.1k. If I got the buff on and we did like the same combo, bam bam bam, that's doing 2.3k. So that's like 2%, 2.5% more damage. And obviously it scales with the combos, right? Like the crazy combos I just showed you, if you got the buff on, it's gonna do like even crazier damage with her. So you wanna activate level 3 as much as possible. And I'll say it's a relatively easy level 3 to combo into. And that's pretty much about it for Kimberly. Honestly, she ended up being one of my favorite characters in the game. And by the way, you can turn off or change the music, because if you're playing Kimberly, you're gonna hear her music all the time, and you can change it. So figure I should say it because you're gonna hear it a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.